Hi.
Welcome to Distant Stitches.
Yes. I was going to say that.
7.
Oh.
Happy Thanksgiving to all the Canadians.
Yep.
Had the turkey yesterday. So I'll start off with my name because, like last time. I'm Sue, also known as Crafty Knitter 7.
I'm Liz, also known as Jaded Knitter. And if you're hearing random drinking noises and clicking noises in the background, that's Gadget wandering around.
Yeah, as gadgets do.
Yes.
So it's Thanksgiving Day here in Canada. We had our turkey yesterday. I baked a whole ton. Everything was gluten-free, so my daughter can enjoy it. Gluten-free doesn't mean less fat. Let's just say that. I made cookies, and they actually taste better when they're cooled off. They have like a crunch to them. So I made chocolate chip cookies because the boyfriend likes that. I made chocolate peanut butter pumpkin muffins, and I made mini cheesecakes. And the only reason I made mini cheesecakes was because the last time I made a cheesecake, the bottom of my oven almost caught fire. There was smoke everywhere. Couldn't understand why. Well, it was a caramel cheesecake and everything was oozing, and there was a puddle at the bottom of my oven.
Okay, so I thought, why we put cookie pans?
Well, I didn't know. Here's the thing. I thought, okay, something wrong with the oven. There was something on the bottom. It's burning. So we took out our smaller convection oven and put something under it. And no, it still came out with a puddle. And so before I made my cheesecake yesterday, I was like, poured water in the pan, drip, 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 drip. I'm like, okay. Look at it. There was a little piece of metal that was like unfolded on the bottom edge. So Sean goes downstairs to try and fix it. He's like, oh yeah, this isn't going to work. The part that flips over to close it, the hinges were loose. But it's Pampered Chef, so I'll get a new one. So we made mini cheesecakes. So how was your Thanksgiving? You had company?
I've been off for several days and have had plenty of knitting time.
Mm-hmm. I took Friday off.
Yep, Friday and Tuesday.
Oh, you took Tuesday off too?
Yes. 5-day weekend.
Nice. So your parents came?
Nope.
Oh, they didn't?
No.
Oh, it's Christmas. Wait.
They're coming for Christmas.
Christmas. Oh, right. I mixed up the holidays. Got it. So we have faux.
We have faux.
We do. We're both wearing one. A little bit of slouch here. This is the Westboro hat. I don't have the pattern page, do you? Or can you show it?
Oh, like the picture? Yep. Give me a second.
So this is the Westboro hat, and this is by Selma Injasulu, who is Selma Knit on Ravelry and Instagram. So the hat started out, I think I explained it last time, as her knitting hats to give to some sort of charity, right? So that they can give it to people in need. And then people were like, we want the hat. So she designed the hat and we all tested.
Yep.
Fix my hair because that's not staying on the whole time. It's a sport weight hat.
It is a sport weight. It does come out very much smaller when you accidentally do it in sock weight.
Mm-hmm. It's much more of a beanie than a slouchy. So
yes.
This is the yarn I used, and there are pops of green. So this is Arctic Crafts by Bente. Me first this time.
I actually don't think I have any of her stuff right now I know. I'm horrible.
We found that quite hilarious that, you won. So this is it here. And this is called Chaotic Evil. And it's basically emptying the dye pans of dye. So I have a whole nother skein. I'm going to be knitting a cowl. So that's my hat.
Yeah, I'm going to make probably mitts to go with this.
Yeah.
I haven't decided
yet. I did my ribbing out of a 3.5 because I'm a tight knitter, and the hat was knit. The rest was knit out of a 4 on a 4.
And I did what she actually called for, which was a 3.25 and a 3.5.
Yeah.
because I am not a type.
Poledale Sport, and I was expecting for some reason for it to be scratchy.
Yeah, Poledale I normally associate with being a little scritchy, but...
Or am I thinking Cordale?
No, I thought Poledale was too.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the hat. And Liz is promptly wearing hers.
Yeah, and I'm not taking mine off because...
Turn your head so they can see the bubbles. Very nice.
Yep. I'm kind of bald, so I ain't taking it off.
I want to show this again because why not? I finished both mitts, so I want people to see it. So this is my en route, and this is by June Spoon of the Forest City Knit Girls. Did I have a mitt done last time?
You didn't have a thumb on your mitt. Okay. You were calling it a done, but there was no thumb.
It a done because I had done most of the pattern. But so see, it has mitts.
Excellent.
Little specks of purple.
And Selma's pattern is coming out
next. Well, I talked to her yesterday. She said next week, so I guess this week.
Soonish.
Yeah.
And that one, is it out yet or not out yet?
This one is out. It is out now.
Okay.
And I think it still has a coupon code. Like I think it still has a discount. But I mean, it's an amazing pattern. Absolutely love it.
It is. I'm going to have to go.
Now that I've knit a mitt, I've never knit a mitt before.
You hadn't?
Mm-mm. I've done fingerless, but I've never done a full on with the thumb and everything. So now that I've done that, I think I can design my own. Oh my God, that's going to pop.
Oh yeah.
That's Pac-Man?
That's Pac-Man.
Do you need the green
pom-pom?
Yeah, I love this pom-pom. It's a Michael's. It was a keychain. I got my hair cut. Did I get my hair cut last time?
Yes.
Okay. Never mind. So that's foes. And you have...
Well, that's your foes.
My foes. You have another foe.
I have another foe. Another test knit. This is the, where'd it go? Contemplate sweater by FairyLittle, who's Marsha, who's a friend of ours from BC, so Canadian.
Yep.
And I made a few errors in it, so it doesn't quite look the way it's supposed to, because it's supposed to be a really nice, loose, bulky sweater. Mm-hmm. And as per is my normal want,
Liz does Liz.
Liz does Liz. And something went wrong and it didn't. Pattern is great. It will be out, I think next month was what she was saying.
Yeah, she wants us done by the end of October.
So
I love that color.
Oh yeah. It is done in Cascade 128, which is actually the yarn that is called for. And it's done on 4.5 and 5.5 millimeters. So it is actually a very quick knit.
Yes.
Well written, well designed, and super, super comfy. This is going to be kind of my go-to throw it over everything sweater this winter, I think.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
I love that V shape.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, I saw this sweater. She was knitting it. Oh boy. We're going on a year ago. I think she started. And she remembered I wanted to test knit it. So I was happy. And I have
showing it to me 2 weeks ago, I guess. Mm-hmm. And she showed me a picture. I'm like, ooh, I want in on that. So I messaged Marsha.
Yep. And I had started mine. I had done my gauge swatch, the lazy in the round way, where you knit across and then slide your needle, bring the yarn around and then knit across. I got gauge, and then I cast on. So I'm using Illimani Amelie. So what I'm doing is the ribbing is going to be in this lighter color, and the body is going to be in this little bit darker brown color. But I started knitting and I got into the second color and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm almost done the ribbing. And hey, more ribbing.
Yep. Yep.
My brain didn't catch that until you and Marsha said, yep, you're on to the ribbing. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, ribbing for ages. Because of course, while I'm knitting this, I was doing another sweater, which I'll show in a minute. And the reason I keep looking over here is I had pork balls for dinner last night, and Gadget keeps sniffing where I had the plate. I'll post the pictures on Instagram. Go check them out. There's a series of them of him stealing parts because I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm knitting this and it's all ribbing. I'm like, okay, I need something else that isn't ribbing. So I pick up the other sweater, which the entire top half is ribbing.
Yeah. So this is my new swatch, and it's in the round, because I'm like, I ain't messing with this shit anymore.
Yeah, see, my swatches never turn out. It doesn't matter.
What happened was I started knitting the sweater, and then I took the before gauge. Because I had took the before and after. So I put the sweater down and I measured it, and my before gauge was way off. I'm talking like 4 or 5 stitches off. And I said, I can't continue. I'm going to have to do another one. So I decided to do an actual round. So a couple more inches and I will do some measuring, but I think I went up to I'm on a 6 millimeter. It's because I'm a tight knitter. So, I mean, I love it.
Oh yeah.
It's crochet. Forget the fiber content of Illimani, but it's nice. So this is also one of my whips because, yeah,
I will get gauge on a gauge swatch.
But you won't get gauge on the garment.
Nope. Or I can't get gauge in a gauge swatch and get it perfectly on the garment. One of the two. Because gauge swatches are liars that lie.
And I found myself doing a gauge swatch flat for something in the round and getting gauge, and then doing like a full-on round one and not getting gauge and having to like, ugh. Anyways, it'll be worth it. It's going to be light and squishy. My friend Shella made a sweater out of this yarn, and it's just like, she's like, it's like wearing air. Because it's like, yeah, I can't even explain it. It's almost like a little braid. I don't know if you can see that. Hang on.
No.
Oh, just give me a second. I'm going to try.
Oh, there we go.
So it's almost like a little braid.
Okay.
So that is one of my first whips. And you have whips.
22. Okay. Yes, I do.
I'm going to let you go.
Okay.
Tell you what to do.
So I got bored yesterday and I was cold, so I decided.
Oh, really? Liz doesn't get bored.
Yeah.
When Liz gets bored, she casts on all kinds of things.
Yeah. So the first thing I cast on was a pair of colorwork mitts. And that's just, I'm just about to start the actual hand on them. That is the
Chrysanthemums?
Chrysanthemum. Let me move.
Yeah, I looked at the show notes and I was like, those are new.
Yep. These are the Chrysanthemum mitts by Marianne Stevens. Mm-hmm. And it's a free pattern off of Knitty.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
I've wanted to knit them for a while.
Beautiful.
And it's out of Ginger Snap yarns. It's the leftovers from my Tranquillo.
Nice.
Not entirely sure I like how it's coming out. I don't think there's enough contrast.
It's going to be, I was going to say, it's going to be very subtle. The pattern picture, do you have it on your?
Yeah. Give me a second.
The pattern picture is quite like, wow. So it just depends if you want it like the actual pattern.
Yeah, that's the actual pattern. Mm-hmm. And I've wanted to knit these for a while. I've knit a couple of her patterns and I love her knit patterns. Mm-hmm. Absolutely love them. But yeah, I think this might get frogged.
Yeah, if you don't want very subtle. And
yeah, it worked really well for the sweater, but it's not working too well for the mitts. Yeah. So this will probably get frogged.
Okay.
So this was what I did Friday, most of Friday. And then, like I said, I got bored because I've been knitting sweaters and I'm like, okay, well, I want to knit something else, but everything I was coming up with was sweaters. So I was cold and I decided I wanted a blanket. And I've been poking at knitting the beekeeper's quilt for eons now. And
Oh, but no.
yeah, it's not going anywhere. So I found this one instead.
Well, that's similar.
It is. This
Sorry,
is the Moonflower Mosaic blanket.
Okay.
These are single-sided, so they're not the poofs.
So is it kind of like the mitered where you're joining them as you go?
Yes. Okay. These ones, they're knit into the flowers.
Oh my God, you could almost use that as like a doily on its
Oh
own.
yeah, there's actually a adaptation in the pattern to knit them as coasters.
You know what I just thought of? Knit two like that, stuff them as a pillow for kids.
Oh yeah, yeah. And patterns
kids with indie dyed yarn. I mean,
yeah, pattern's super easy. This is my my Crazy Dog Yarns one.
Oh,
it's entirely out of Janet's yarn.
That's awesome.
And then I have my rainbow one because why not? And then just the random, this is what I pulled out.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, I really like it. I
might start that one. Like I have to finish my barn raising. I have about, I think 20 more squares to make it a lap blanket. Yeah, that's really, it is like the beekeepers, just it's flat.
Yeah. And I really like it.
Seam it up after.
You do. So each one of these is seamed together.
No, but I mean individual.
Oh yeah, you're not put like these ones are actually knit together.
Yeah.
So I've got where to go. Here it is.
So seaming a whole bunch together, big pieces, is going to be less daunting than.
Yeah. Although, I mean, if anyone has like the little hexie puffs and they want to get rid of them, I'm perfectly willing to take them and seam them together.
Yep.
But
I think it's an easy throw in your purse project.
Yeah. And it is done on, these are.
It's not in the show notes, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, it's in there now.
Oh, by the way, it's not on your project page either, because I looked.
No, it's not. I don't know if I even.
He's like, bitch, please. I just started these. They're in Ravelry.
I started them yesterday. I've already got 3.5 done.
Knit, clicks, and knit?
Yep. So they are done on 3.5 millimeters, so US 4s. And then if you want a larger blanket, she says to go up in needle size a bit. I decided I'd just stick with the smaller needle. But yeah, really nice pattern, really well written.
Needle size for you.
Yes, this is a very large, although considering this was done on like US 9s.
6.
I went from that back down to the 2.25 US 1s that are my preference.
No, I think that's going to be really nice.
Yep. I think you needed 10 of these to make a baby crib size blanket, which is about a lap blanket.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then because it's modular, you can just keep adding on as you so choose.
And you think you're done? I want it bigger. Just keep on going. Wear it while you're knitting it.
Pretty much.
All right. So whips. Now, I don't think I've ever shown my Cozy Sunday sweater. I said I was going to knit it, but I don't think I've ever shown it on.
You haven't.
The podcast. Okay. So let me get said sweater out. Maybe if I have the pattern, it might be a good thing. Is it? Nope. That's Marsha's sweater. There it is. So
yeah, because you've shown us that and you've shown us the yarn for it.
But I never showed the actual sweater. So it's the Cozy Sunday sweater by Twin Stitches Designs. And I've opted to do it without this stripe, because that stripe ends up right where I don't want it to be. On the girls.
Yep.
I don't need that. And nobody got time for that. So the yarn I'm using is Ginger Snap That, and it's her DK Luxe. And the colors are, the green is Fresh, the gray is Aspen, and the cream is called Stardust. So I'm done. It's on a small needle, but I'm done the color work. Let's see if I can.
Very nice.
Yeah. So that's kind of, you can see the colors a little bit better. And then these are kind of like, I sure hope they block out.
Oh, they will.
So right now I'm doing.
You iron the crap out.
Yeah. Well, this one, the J sweater I made was all puckered. This is the first time I wear it. This is my J sweater. Yeah, it was all puckered, and Liz is like, all right, steam block it. I was like, wait, what? Yeah. Oh my God.
Iron?
I don't want to naturally block anything ever again.
I know. Like, it took 3 days for this to dry, and I've had it outside for part of that time.
Yeah.
But I can't steam block it because I didn't want it quite to go that big. It would have gone true to size if I'd steam blocked it.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah. So, and I got my little progress keeper that Benta sent me. Just like little beads. Live. Luxe DK or DK, no, it's DK Luxe 17 micron merino. It is soft, but what I like about the gray is, can you see the pops of yellow? So yeah, quite excited about that. So I've got about 6 rows in, and that was the rows between the 2 pieces of color work. And then I've got to go past. So I've got about maybe 18 to 20 rows to go before I split for the sleeves.
Are you going to be done by the end of our cal?
End of November? Well, yeah, because it's stockinette for days after this.
Just saying.
Oh, there's my other needles. Man. Shush. And this is being housed in my cat bag from Katie of Mikazuki Knits. It's my cats doing housework.
Yeah, she sent me a message last week, I guess, when she was doing her shop update. And she's like, I found another pug bag. I'm like, okay, just send me a invoice.
Just send me the bill.
Just send me the bill.
Putting everything back in the bag because we know what happens when I don't. Do you have any other whips?
Oh, yes. The other sweater.
Yeah, I have 2 more. Oh, the other ribbing for days.
Yep. Although it's no longer ribbing for days, it's now cables for days.
But you're okay with that?
I'm okay with that. Mm-hmm. And then it turns back into ribbing for days. So this is the Almina sweater. Oops, I just closed that. By Lisa Haynes. And it's also out of Cascade 220 Heathers. I had knit another sweater out of this years ago, and it was way too big. So,
and why does it look so wide? People might ask.
Yeah, because I panicked. It's a boat neck, so it's fairly wide at the neck, but this is actually supposed to be fairly drop sleeved. So yes, it is actually supposed to be that wide.
There was a panic moment at the beginning.
There was,
as you said last time.
Yep.
Cool.
So that is my other sweater knit right now. But I needed instant gratification, which is why I'm knitting a blanket. Mm-hmm. Because yes, in my head, that makes perfect sense.
It's small little pieces.
Yes.
So I am still knitting the Macy cowl, and it's by Lock Knits. And it is being knit out of Biker Chick by Miss Babs. It was her 2016. No, I got it in 2012. Sorry, I'm thinking of something else. So this is what it's looking like. And, nails match.
Of course.
But, oh my God, I love this. I just want to knit because it's just like, no, 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 no. Just keep going. Don't stop. But here's the cake.
You're going to be going for a while.
So it's going to be a really long tube. But I might save enough to make like a beanie or something. I'm thinking. I'm not sure. This is being knit on 5mm. And I love it. So that's where I was last time. It's my little bee progress keeper. Is it focusing?
Yep. See, I don't bother with the progress keepers because for the most part, I'm like, yeah, so I finished this.
Exactly. You know,
so anyone want to take whether or not I have a lap blanket for the next episode?
You know, we can't all dream to be you, Liz. Blink, sneeze, you and Benta. Like she started the Topolino. She's already split for the sleeves. I'm just like, oh. Anyway. So the other thing sorry, I have to laugh at myself, is I've tried to knit my daughter a sweater for the past 6 months now, and I think I'm on the 8th pattern. And I finally decided to get rid of the sport weight held double and just go get something else super squishy from Michaels. So I chose, well, this one seems to be working out well. I don't want a pattern where I have to think. So that's
kind of why I'm enjoying knitting this at the moment, because there's just enough that it keeps my attention, but not so much that I actually have to think about it.
Exactly. This is the Dotty Cardigan. And that is by AllAboutAmi. Lion Brand, I think, was the website. Anyways, I copy and pasted it into Word because some websites will give you the pattern, but not the PDF. So I do this often. Hello, where are you, sweater? So I'm starting. I actually
have a program on my iPad that will convert them.
Yeah.
In PDF for me.
I'm just like, whatever. I don't care. And then what I do too is, so the reason I did that is because when I'm printing it, I highlight everything I need to know, like all the important parts, the sizing, like all kinds of little tidbits that I need to stand out to me. I do that. So this is the back. So it's going to be like this pearl bumpy. There's going to be like random pearl bumps throughout the whole pattern. And I mean, oh my God, squish factor. This is, I don't even have it in the show notes. This is Red Heart Dreamy.
I was going to say, it's not Super Saver, is it?
No. Like, these are 2 of the cakes. It's going to take me 3 to make the whole sweater. So it's super soft. It's acrylic. She can wash it. She will not shrink it.
Yep. I'm actually debating making Christmas stockings this year.
Acrylic.
Why not? But yeah, I was looking through my yarn and I'm going, wait a minute. No, Christmas stockings. I want this out of acrylic. I need to hit Walmart.
Yes, exactly. So that is my other whip. I think I'm done for whips as well. Do you want to talk about the cowls?
Sure.
So we have 2 going on. The first one is the Create from Stash cowl. Grab my notes here. So the Create from Stash cowl, if you want a lot of the details, it's on Ravelry. Whips are totally welcome. October is the spooky knits month. So anything that you can put in there that's related or you sell us on Halloween, go for it. And that's the challenge. So you can put anything in the thread that's finished, but if you want an extra entry or you want to be able to post your entry, one post per finished object. If you post a spooky thing, you can post it twice. Got it. Liz is just like, let her go. She'll get it eventually. And it's the hashtag Create from Stash Cal. And it's going on till the end of the year. And I chose the winners for September. So the winners for September, I choose two names. And the first one is Shirley Knits 123, who knit a hat. And the other one is Steph Cole, who knit the hipster shawl. And you both won a pattern of choice, $5 US or $6.50 Canadian, in case you're Canadian. So I just found it easier that way. So yeah, go get your spooky knits on, get them in there. Show us what you got.
And the other one we have going on is the Twin Stitches Design Cowl, which is hashtag Twin Stitches Cowl. And this is a knit along featuring two Canadians, Twin Stitches Design, who's Julianne Knitter on Ravelry. And then you get a second entry if you're knitting it with Ginger Snap That Yarns. You get a bonus entry for that. So finished object has to be done by the end of November.
Yep.
And then we do have coupon codes. That's where I was going with that train of thought. There's coupon codes from both ladies. So Ginger Snap, who's Ginger Snap That on Etsy for yarns. She has a 15% off, and it's valid until November 1st, and it is Stitches 15.
And I just want to stop for 1 second to let you know, some people have had success with the coupon code and others have not, me being one who has not. And Kim has spoken to Etsy and she's not sure what's going on. If you're trying to use the code and it's not working, message her on Instagram. So just wanted to put that out there.
There you go. And then the other one is from Twin Stitches Designs, and it's 20% off, valid until November 30th, and it is Twin Stitches Cowl.
And I received a prize from Kim. And sorry for the crinkliness, but I'm not taking it out of the bag. So this is part of the prize. This is her. I can't read the X. It's Aran weight. It's 100% superwash merino. One, the lighter color, sorry, is ice blue. And this one is, I can't read it. Sorry, something blue. That doesn't sound great, but so yeah, beautiful. Sorry for the crinky. And another prize I got from Steph Cole on Ravelry. She made enamel pins. Not enamel. It's acrylic.
I do love that. The little fox.
It's not going to focus because it hates me. It's super lightweight too. It's really great. And I wanted to show again the stitch markers that our friend Leanne, who is Owls on Dante's, sent us. So there's this one, this set with the little sheep. And then there is one, I can't get it to switch, but it's got a little feather at the bottom. And the other one is Fox. I actually have this set. I love it. So she donated. Donated. Oh boy, it's going to be a long day. Just throw everything on the laptop. We're good.
Yep.
Those are the prizes for the cowl. And also Julianne is going to donate a pattern or two as well.
Nice.
Yeah. So let's answer our Ask Us Anything thread.
Yes.
Yes. So we had a few questions. The first question we're going to answer was from Donna55, who is Donna. And she wants to know, how do you store your fixed needles? And I got my stuff here. I don't know if you have your rolls with you, but.
I do. I looked at that question a few times and blinked, and I'm like, fixed? What are these fixed?
I know.
I own several fixed needles. I actually keep them in the original packaging because I don't own that many.
Yeah, I own too many. I used to keep them in this, which is a Namaste case. And with all the labels. Oh, wow. Those are your interchangeables too.
These are all interchangeables. Actually,
I got 5 sets of interchangeables too.
Yeah, these are all interchangeables. These are the only fixed I use on a regular basis because these are my signatures, which even though they are technically interchangeable because they do have interchangeable cords, I don't classify them as that because I only use 32-inch cords.
This is my new needle storage.
I love that. You and your label maker.
You're going to hear it. So everything's loose right now, but I'm working on that. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 interchangeable sets. Diacraft, Symphonies, Addies, Carbons, Lipka, Knit Picks, Dreams, and Haya Haya.
Yeah, I've got the...
And then I go, hey, maybe I should buy some Chow Goos.
Yeah, they're on my list.
Yeah, and then on the other side, what I have is my fixed circulars in different cases, the different size, I guess I should hold it up if I'm pointing, different size cables, and then adapters and stuff.
Yeah, I've got my Diacrafts, my Haya Hayas.
Yeah. So what I do with my fixed circulars, I will open them. So actually, you can probably just see right through the case. So I have them. So these ones are 2, 2.5, and 2.25 and 2.5. They stay closed really well. And
all of my fixed are either really small, like they're my triple and double zeros.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a couple of pairs of, so it's 1.5, 1.75, and 2 millimeter.
I just have clips. And those are my sizes. But I came up with a genius idea for my interchangeables because as you could hear, they move around. You pick up the case and yeah. Stay. So I thought of something and I think I'm a genius. I have a sewing machine. I bought some cheap felt from the dollar store and I sewed up little things and put stickers on them. So now, oh, don't do that.
Yeah, that's essentially what all of mine are.
Yeah.
Same type of thing.
Oop. I wanted to be able to put them all, stickers. I wanted to be able to put them all. So basically, I have a piece of felt on the bottom. I put the big size there. And I put them the opposite way. That way they don't roll around. Now it's closed and it's not going to roll around. As long as I open it the right way, we're good to go. So that was the answer to your question, Donna. And the next question is from Tinker Knit, who is Michelle, who is Shelly May. Shelly, what is she on Instagram? Shelly May. Shelly May, I think. Sorry, my brain.
Remember, I'm horrible.
Anyways, it's Michelle. If you could be a fiber, what would you be? I can't decide. It would have to be merino, alpaca, or maybe combined.
And I'm sitting here going, I don't know. Stellina.
I know. I saw that and I burst out laughing and I'm like, she wants to be sparkly.
Dang straight. You know, if I'm going to do.
Yep. So that's the answer to your question, Michelle. The next question is a 3-parter. It's from Stephanie Cole, who's my friend Stephanie, who made the fox little pin. The first one is, can you round up your all-time favorite free Ravelry patterns? And I have to say I have 2. One is Basic Rib Sock by Kate Atherley. I've used that for every pair of socks that I've knit my husband.
I love that pattern too.
And the other one is the Sockhead Hat by Kelly McClure, both Canadians.
And mine, I mean,
I'm so not surprised by the first one.
one is the Aeolian shawl, which is actually, it's anything off of Knitty. I love Knitty.
Yep.
Because they're all free patterns. So,
and
they're Canadian because they're out of Toronto.
They're what?
Knitty, at least it was out of Toronto.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Yeah, like they've got some amazing things on there.
Yeah, I love the Aeolian shawl. And then the other one is my Spin Me Round hat, which is just, it's a very simple snood done in lattice.
Is it the one that's called Spin Me Right Round Baby?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, it's by Seurhue. I don't know how to say that. But these patterns will be linked in the show notes in case you want to go and click on them and see.
Yes.
So that's one question from Stephanie. The second one was, what purchase patterns are you in love with that you would just knit again and again? And that took me a little bit, but I'm going to say my zigzag shawl. It's lace and, oh my God. Garter stitch. Whew, had to pull that one out from the dungeons. And garter stitch, and I loved it. Like, I absolutely loved it. It was just like so intuitive, and if I could find it, I would show you, but I think it might be at work, which I swore I brought it home. So you didn't put anything down. Do you have anything?
I didn't, and I couldn't come up with anything. I very rarely repeat a pattern.
Is there a pattern you have repeated?
I think they've all been free ones. I've done Aeolian like 3 or 4 times. I'm trying to think. I did the owl sweater. I love that design. And I did that at least twice.
Was that free?
No, that one is a paid pattern.
Okay. Twice.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah.
No worries. And the last question, I believe, yes. What was your first non-scarf blanket pattern you made? And I'm just like, my brain's going, hat. I made sport weight socks using the basic socks from the I Can't Believe I'm Knitting Socks book. And it was Louette Sport, which socks no longer exist because let my daughter of 8 years old wear them. She put them in the wash, and we all know what happened. So they're gone.
I couldn't actually tell you.
I wouldn't know if you said possibly a sweater. That doesn't surprise me.
In, we'll call it recent years, so in the last 2 or so decades, it would have been things that were like sweaters and whatnot. Because I crocheted for years and years and years, because I learned how to knit and crochet when I was really little, and then crocheted for years, but then I wanted to make garments. So I think the first garment I made was a sweater.
Okay.
I know the first lace project I did, like knit lace as opposed to crochet, because was the Aeolian shawl.
How long have you been knitting?
I'm almost 40, so 35-ish years.
Yeah, I started knitting when I was about 12. Of course, my grandmother taught me. And then by the time I was 16, and then I picked it back up again in 2007.
Yeah, there are actually pictures of me at a party in high school with knitting in my hands.
Awesome.
I'd have to see if I even still have a copy of that picture, because it's an actual physical picture.
Yeah, those physical pictures way back, in the old times, as my kids usually say, Back in the day, Mom.
Yeah. There's some debate as to who actually taught me how to knit and crochet. Because my mother knows and both of my grandmothers knew. So we're not 100% sure which one of the three of them.
Someone did. It was in the family.
It was in the family.
Mm-hmm.
Fairly certain it was my nan who taught me how to crochet because she was the one who did she used to do all the Christmas ornaments.
Well, I picked it up back again. My grandmother passed away. And when I went down for the funeral, we were cleaning out her room at the old age home. And she actually had the blanket that we started together. She finished it. So I have that now. I should show it sometime, which is kind of funny because Sean has something from his mom. She knit a sampler scarf. So we both have this knitted item from way back when. Kind of cool.
Yep. I have a massive tablecloth that my grandmother crocheted, and then all of the little crocheted Christmas ornaments.
Wow.
I will show them once we get into December and I've actually put up my tree.
Yeah, because you don't want to go digging that stuff out now.
No. Oddly enough, I actually know where they are. Thanks, Dad. I know where they are because when my parents were here in the spring, my dad completely cleaned up my basement. So I actually know where all my Christmas ornaments are.
Kind of awesome. But did he clean it because he was doing work? That's okay.
They were living in my spare room's in my basement. So my parents were living down there. So he took it upon himself to clean it up, which thank you, Dad.
Yep. That's awesome. So do you have stash?
I do not.
I have stash. Not much, but I have stash. So I bought one of the Pixel hat kits from Ginger Snap. This is the Oh Darling. And it's worsted superwash merino, 218 yards. And it came with a pom-pom. So I'm knitting me a hat. And this is the hat I'm knitting. It's the hat that was designed for this yarn. It's called Blurry Flurry. It's a ribbed worsted toque by Cozy Up Girls. So that's going to be cool. I know that she said she had mitt kits up on the weekend. And sometime I think she said in November, there's going to be more hat kits. And she's actually going to have this green that's in the picture, which is what I actually wanted, but it was only available on a 300-yard skein. And I didn't think I wanted to, And then I got 2 of their pins because I wanted free shipping. Because, and 2 pins that I don't have. So, little skull. And this one here, which is Team Snap That.
Nice.
Yeah. And I have their community over, what's the other one? Community over competition. And I actually have a pin board that I'm working on right now, so I can't wait to put that up. And then I got my my fall box from Arctic Crafts because, gotta do it justice. Not sponsored. So this was in the box. It was folded up nicely with a ribbon around it, this actual cloth. And so I wrapped the whole thing in it. But I thought that was such a cute idea. So it's like a little...
It's a bandana.
Or whatever. I'm just going to put it on the table or something. But I thought that was really cute. And the other thing in there was this little bag. And this is by Jibiru Suze. And she's the one who Bente has partnered up with for the Halloween and the Christmas kit. That's not backwards, is it?
No.
Okay. And she donated these bags to her box. These little pouches. Well, that was so cute. I was actually looking at this fabric in her shop. And of course, I've got more of this because Bente is sponsored by them. But look, it's got orange.
I know.
And then there was a stitch. Oh, there's a stitch marker in here, I think.
Of course there is. There's always a stitch marker.
And I love these tiny little stitch marchers. But these little angel ones are like my favorite.
Oh, that's cute.
Isn't that cute? And these are so tiny. They're like tiny bit bigger than those rings that I sent you.
So they're a size I would use, not so much a size you would use.
Maybe.
You know.
And now the yarn. I'm so in love. Like this is more of a mauve. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And she had these leaves in there, so it's like kind of matches. But I've been waiting to just show this off. So there we go. So look at that.
Oh, that is lovely.
And then I'll even knit it with this because I think
oh yeah,
quite well. And that is her Platinum Sock 7525 Superwash Merino, and that's the autumn edition. I love it. And I think that's, let me just find my show notes.
Yeah, I think that's it.
That's it for staff, I think. And the only other thing I have is, of course, I found more podcasts.
Of course you did.
So I found another Canadian podcast. She literally has 3 episodes. Her name is Laura, and she lives on Pender Island, which is British Columbia. And it's I Heart Knitting. And on on Instagram, she's I Heart You, and she also has an Etsy shop, which will be linked in the show notes.
EWE.
EWE, yes. And then I found another one. Love it. I think she's in the UK. It's Woolen Witch with Stephanie. Just love it. Like I just love listening to the accent.
I know it's part of the reason why I love British TV.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't watch sitcoms. I can't stand I like
their series.
Yeah, I want to say reality TV, but it's not, because that has connotations here.
No.
It's like following real life things.
BBC.
Yeah. I likes me some BBC.
Yeah. And the other one is Dogwood Knits, and her name is Vicky. So all those links will be in the show notes, along with everything else we've talked about. I do have one more thing. I'm sorry. I forgot.
That's okay. You do that. I'll do mine.
Huh?
Because I want to do another Cal once ours ends, once our current one ends. But it's going to be basically face your fears. Because I've had a couple.
Why you didn't give me a heads up on this, did you? Oh, you're bad.
I am bad. I've had a couple of people tell me, oh yeah, I want to knit a sweater, but I'm not there yet. I'm like, dude, really? Sweaters are easy.
There are people who start knitting with a colorwork sweater because no one told them not to.
Yeah.
I wish I was that person.
Tammy, get yarn.
Tammy from down east?
Yes, Tammy from down east.
Hi, Tammy.
This is all your fault. I told you I would do it. So I'm going to find an easy pattern. Mm-hmm. And
there's so many.
Oh yeah. For a sweater.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do a knit along, but I'm going to do it a little bit differently, because instead of just like saying everyone's going to knit this, it will be more of a, okay, we'll knit this section. If you have questions, ask me.
Are you going to do little video snippets?
Yep.
So everybody will be knitting the same sweater?
Possibly.
Okay. Or the same style of sweater.
Same style of sweater.
Yeah, because there's so many. Like the flax comes to my brain right away.
Yeah, Tin Can Knits was one of the ones I was looking at for a good start. So if anyone has any ideas for something they'd want to knit, or an alternative to a sweater, because I know those are big, there's a big commitment. Mm-hmm. Socks and mitts were the other two things that came to mind, because they have the same structure in them.
They do.
So I might throw those in there. We'll see. But yeah, if anyone has any ideas, I'm going to start a thread and throw me a line on Rav, on Instagram. I'm Jaded Knitter everywhere. So, just.
Cool. So the other thing I have, which why I forgot, I don't know, it is the Shetland Wool Adventures Journal, Volume 1. And so what this is, basically I read a little bit about it. So this, I have a picture of her, the creator. She was a like a tour operator in the Shetlands.
Okay.
And then COVID hit. And she's been wanting to do this forever. Like oh my God, the photos in here.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, it's telling the story, and there's recipes in here, and there's patterns, like the actual, like from then. It's just a discover of the Shetland Islands. And so what happened is COVID happened to a lot of people, and a lot of people had to shift their businesses. And she'd been wanting to do this for a long time. I think she put this out in 4 months.
Yep.
And so it's her way of getting what she loves and what she would show everybody on paper. And it's really, really, it's a lovely read. Like they're showing, the mills and stuff. Just open that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just, Fair Isle chairs. Like it's just an amazing read, and I don't regret this purchase at all.
Yeah, I will say this much: for all of the heartache and problems that COVID has caused, there have been some positives that have come out.
Yeah.
Personally, I've been trying to stay with the positives because, I live alone.
There's too many negatives.
Quarantine. Yeah.
Zoom has been a godsend, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Not just for me. I don't live alone, but it's been a godsend for families, communities, like the knitting, the Twist put on their virtual event through Zoom. We do Zoom knit nights. Like it's been.
Yeah, and things like that book have come out of it. A lot of people who are like, I want to start a small business or start doing something online.
It'd be the worst time to do it.
Yeah, but
it is, but it gets your brain thinking of how can I do something different? Like there's somebody in Ottawa, she used to be called Chalkboard Chic. So I have a chalkboard by her. I got it at the Etsy Handmade last year, and COVID switched her into a whole different, like she does everything by hand, but now she does number plates for your door with like, how you can stick a half of a potted plant with plants and like she switched it totally around. It's just like, that's kind of innovative, which I actually want to get one of those for the front door. So yeah, no, if you had the chance, it's the Shetland Wool Adventures and the Journal, Volume 1. Now I'm done with stash. And now I can read this puppy and not have to worry about where is it? I need to show it on the podcast. I'm pretty sure we covered everything, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Everything.
So you're going to start that thread. The other 2 cows are going on. Subscribe to the channel. Can you do that little thing on YouTube where it says subscribe and they can click on it?
Yes.
I don't know how to do that. That's her part, the techie part. Follow us on Ravelry. We're both on Instagram. Distant Stitches has a channel on Instagram as well. I've created a Facebook group. Ask us more questions because we've answered them now. I think that's it. So 2 weeks.
2 weeks. So happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you for
on Halloween.
Yeah.
It does?
Yeah, because it's a Saturday.
Okay, good, because I need a a positive reason to be awake on Halloween.
I need a reason to wear my witch hat.
My father passed away 2 years ago on Halloween. So it's hard for me and it's hard for others because it's a holiday and I'm getting the, oh, I'm sorry. It's like, no, it's fine. It's Halloween. But I need something positive out of it. I never liked Halloween to begin with. So that didn't help. So if we can podcast on Halloween and put smiles on my face, that'd be great. And maybe I'll actually get out of bed.
All right. So we are going to podcast next on the 31st.
She's going to hold me to it.
I'm going to hold her to it.
Yeah. If she can't poke me, she'll just text my husband,
who will gladly poke her for me.
Yeah. So happy knitting, everybody. Stay healthy, stay happy, stay warm, knit your hearts out, and we will see you on the 31st.
Yep. Bye.